What's up, historians? Kamigawa Neon Dynasty dropped today, and we got some spicy neon decks coming at you in this week's The Client Still Sucks, and the Economy Remains to Be on Fire, but at least we got some shiny new cards episode of Mana Rant. But first, I'm Hoshi, MTG Arena Frustration Fan Club President. Oh man, that was a hard one to say. And you are listening to the Mana Rant podcast, where I am always joined by a man or a psychotic co-host who has been awake for 48 hours straight, playing video games and drinking beer. You'll be lucky if he says even one coherent thing tonight. It's Drunken Dork.
What is up, everyone? Yeah, I fucking Hoshi over here started talking about Lost Ark, this new video game that came out. And, I had been looking at it beforehand. I was like, oh, this game looks pretty cool. I don't like Korean MMOs these days. I liked them a lot better when I was younger, right? Because they were the only thing that really existed. And, as of late, I haven't really liked them as much because I feel like they're grindy. But fuck, man, this game like stuck its claws into me, and I was having dreams about it and shit. Like it's not healthy. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you got the bug.
Between this and Magic, I just don't see a point where I'm gonna be able to sleep. I guess I'm just gonna have to divorce my wife maybe and work and just play video games nonstop, and that's it.
The only logical conclusion.
Yeah.
And for our third co-host, Apollo, I think he's dead. I don't know. We haven't heard from him for a while, so he's probably dead.
I think so.
Rest in peace, Apollo. Anyways, welcome back to the show, and thank you for joining us. We are the Mana Dorks, and this is Mana Rant Podcast, where we talk about everything in Magic the Gathering, but mainly focus on the historic format for whatever it is or is going to be at WotC's whim. And our show moves through the segments of Magic with the main phases being the main topics that we're going to go over. Time hacks and a full description of the show will be in the breakdown in the episode comments below if you wanted to skip around or skip some segments or something. So with that, let's just hop straight into the show with our Untap phase. Untap. And our Untap phase is where we start off the show by untapping a couple drinks. And Drunken, what are you untapping?
Actually, you start because I'm gonna grab a beer behind us. And, okay. Or behind me, I should say.
Oh, from the kegerator. Nice.
Yeah.
So for me, I got a little homebrew that I've actually been working on over the past month or so, and this is the first batch that I've made. It is hard kombucha, actually, because I really like this stuff, and they basically don't sell it where I live anymore. They used to sell it, and I can't find it anywhere. And I've been trying to do the keto thing for a while, and it's nice because it's low carb. It's got some probiotics or whatever in it. That's and it's high alcohol. So it hits all the marks for me. And so I couldn't find it, so I just made my own. And this stuff, I use champagne yeast, so it came out a little strong. It's about 8% right now. And this one is it's like an apple pie one that I made. It's like cinnamon apple kombucha, and it's nice, dude. It's pretty good. I gotta, this is the last bottle I got of this batch.
That's pretty far out, man. Next time we see you, you're gonna have flowers in your hair and a fucking one of those bead doorway fucking entrance things in the background. You're gonna have a wood burning fucking computer.
I know. Every time I say it, what is it? Because my girlfriend's brother was over the other night, and he's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's some hard kombucha I made." And he's like, "Oh, you're like a basic white bitch."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, no.
Do you make it while you're doing yoga?
Yeah, I do in my bathtub,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, in my all hemp uniform that I'm wearing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
sounds pretty standard.
Well, what are you drinking? Huh?
I'm just drinking a stout. Nothing.
Did you make what you're drinking? No.
No, I did not make what I'm drinking. But I'm just drinking a delicious local beer. I don't even know what it is. So
nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nothing too exciting, but cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man. And cheers to everybody else out there. And with that, let's move into our upkeep phase. Upkeep, get ya upkeep. All right, and Upkeep is our Reddit Rant segment. And Reddit Rant is where we look to the internet for people bitching about Magic the Gathering. And so this week, we're going straight to Facebook, and we're going to the Magic the Gathering Arena MTG subreddit or group or whatever the hell they call this. And I found someone who has no idea what the fuck they're talking about this week, and it is Alan Hovis. And Alan Hovis starts off with, shrines are a nasty deck to face as is. So why does the next set have more shrine cards? And now a shrine creature. These shrines are going to be a bigger pain in the butt than they already are in the next set.
Wow.
Yeah, so Drunken, are you in fear of the shrines like Alan is?
Shrines, wait. Yeah,
are there bans, emergency bans incoming?
I think so. I think that Rainbow Shrine, it's gotta go, man. That thing is way too powerful. You pay 5 mana, and then what does that thing even do? It just like doubles shrine triggers, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay an extra one, dude, afterwards, and then I don't know. The new ones are bad. The new ones are bad. I was all excited about shrines. I was like, yeah, new shrines, and then they suck. They're all uncommon. They're expensive if they like do anything decent. Yeah. So
there's like one or two that I think are
two that are
mediocre.
Decent. Yeah.
Yeah, but like nothing great. Nothing.
The white and the black one are pretty decent, but you have to pay to get their triggered effects too. So it's just. Yeah, they suck. I don't know what's going on with Alan here. I think he played like one shrine deck that got like the upper hand on him, and he was like, "Nani?" Like,
I think so. Yeah, straight to the internet for this.
Right. He's like, "I've never faced anything like this before. Everyone must know shrines are an overpowered.
Shrines are the worst.
An overpowered.
Don't mind Thoughtseize. Don't mind fucking Mystics Mastery. Shrines are the real problem.
Shrines are that's what we need to get to the bottom to. Basically, every comment underneath this one is like, fucking shrines are not good. Like, they're jank. They're jank. They're like solid jank. You know, sometimes you can get some fun stuff. I love shrines because they're fun jankiness, but a game-ending archetype, they are not. So that was our Reddit rant. If you guys find somebody saying ridiculous shit on the internet, send it our way. We like to read that stuff. So with that, we'll move into our next phase, which is the draw phase.
Let's draw.
Also, fuck shrines. Yes, I agree, Chicago. So our draw phase is where we go over MTG news, brought to you by the world's most large-headed drunken anchor, Drunken Dork.
Yep, that's me. Thanks, pal. I wanted it's on my head. I wanted to say it real quick. Speaking of jank, I've been playing. I played against a few sliver decks today.
Oh, nice.
And I think that new land that came out maybe propelled the deck a little bit, right? And and I definitely lost.
Oh, yeah.
At least one of them. All right. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reading a little bit out of an article that Wizards of the Coast released themselves. And it's basically an article that says, fuck you, historic players. Fuck you very much.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the gist of it.
So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to start like the 4th paragraph downwards. It talks a little bit about historic, also about alchemy, though.
Yeah.
And it says, as for where things currently stand with the format itself, we designed alchemy to appeal to highly active digital-first players, and we're pleased to see that it's finding a good audience there. We've also received a lot of feedback about Alchemy's impact on Historic, especially with its issues of rebalanced cards. This is something we're watching closely, and we want to affirm that we carefully consider the historic impact when looking at what cards we want to adjust and how. Our goal with card rebalances is not to make the deck or archetype obsolete. We want players to be able to play the deck they want to play. That, let's see, lost my place. This includes both giving some archetypes just shy of top tier performance a little boost while bringing down the power level of some cards that appear in the most dominant decks. So far, the overall impact of rebalanced cards in Historic has been small, which is what we're looking for. Players with existing decks can still use them at the highest level of competitive play while allowing for more decks to compete alongside them. What do you think of all this? Now that I read that.
There's a couple good nuggets in here. Well, at that last part that they went over, can still play them at the highest level of competitive play. I don't fucking believe that for a second. Some cards they basically made like unplayable. After they nerfed them, you know,
like what one? For example,
the one that put a counter. God, I can't think of the name of it anymore.
Yeah. The white creature at the beginning.
Yeah, Luminarch.
At the beginning of your end step, right?
Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, that card became not nearly as good. The captain or whatever, that one needed to be nerfed. That one I'm fine with, even though that one's still pretty decent. It's just not nearly as good as it was before. And then this other part here, we've also received a lot of feedback about Alchemy's impact on Historic. If by feedback they mean a lot of people screaming at them,
bitching,
bitching, submitting a lot of reports. Yeah, thank you for your constructive feedback. They're like, "Fuck you, die wizards." It's pretty intense feedback. They basically said, "Fuck you." To this, they were like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, we're thinking about it a lot." They were like, "Stop doing this," and they're like, "No," basically. So, that's what I got out of that. I don't know. What did you get out of it?
Yeah, it's just them on their fucking, just telling people to shut the fuck up and they're going to do what they're going to do. And I think this next paragraph kind of enforces that as well. I'm just going to read it. Okay. We're also aware that by including alchemy cards in Historic, MTG Arena no longer has a true to tabletop non-rotating format. We know this is something players want, and it's something we want to provide. So we're actively looking into how we'll support an additional Eternal format. However, we do not plan to add separate Historic queue that would exclude digital-only cards or rebalances. Our goal with each format MTG Arena supports is to give players a unique deck building and play experience, and having two formats that are slight tweaks of each doesn't fulfill those requirements. Fuck you, WotC. That's so annoying. Like,
what does that even fucking mean then? Like, I don't get it. They're like, yeah, we'll make a new format, but you can't play it. So
how much did they make last quarter?
Let's take a look. I have that actually pulled up over here. It's right here. It's $1 billion. $1 billion. They made $1 billion dollars in profit. Yes, their revenue is $1 billion. Yeah.
Wow.
Which so is a lot off of cardboard.
To me, this sounds like they don't want to spend like the money to like to fucking like make these other things. Like they always backfoot and say, "Oh, it's because we don't want to make this confusing." Mm-hmm. But like, dude, like it's not confusing. You just have two different formats, right? And then you showcase one, maybe. Like, that's fine. If you want to showcase the non fucking or the ones with the revised cards or whatever the fuck you want to call them, showcase that one, but still give us our Historic without the change cards if we want it. So, and then make Pauper while you're at it, because Pauper's the best.
Yeah, based on all of this, like this news and their revenue and all this stuff, and like just how like frustrating the game has been over the past like month for me, I am officially going free to play after this. I'm no longer giving them any money. I'm done with it at this point. I'm just going to save up my gold. No more cosmetics.
You say that now.
No more cosmetics for me. And I advise everybody else to do this too, because WotC only listens to one thing, and that's their fucking monies. That's their money, right? And so they clearly don't give a shit about what we have to say. right? They're like, hey, the money is still rolling in, so who gives a shit about their complaints, right? Like, we're still making money, so whatever we're doing is obviously right. I don't need to listen to them because obviously what we're doing is working, so whatever, right? And the only thing they're going to listen to is if we stop buying stuff, right? So I'm taking a stand here. I'm not buying anything else until they fix some of the core issues with the game. Like, I want multiplayer. I want the client to work. I want to be able to, like, play Drunken Dork and other people, all my other friends, like, Brawl and all the other things that they fucking neglect all the time. It's like, yeah, they bring in new cards and stuff and they rebalance things and they fucking bring in new cosmetics and shit all the time. But the client is fucked up. And
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
And they make enough money to fix that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely they do. I want to actually read one more quick paragraph.
Okay.
The very last thing they say, which this is like the best thing out of all of this. Mm-hmm. In short, we're happy Alchemy has found an audience, but we also hear your desire for a true to tabletop non-rotating format. We're working on it, and we hope you'll be patient with us as we decide on what's next. So basically what that means is, if you don't understand that, is they're making something where the alchemy card changes, whatever, will not affect this format. And I want that format. Please make it, right?
Yeah.
Something that might be or will actually be more powerful than historic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. The only difference is if it's a non-rotating format, will they not get the alchemy cards, or will they just get the alchemy cards at face value? I don't know. I guess,
who knows? Yeah.
They got one intern thinking about putting his brain to the fucking paper and thinking this out.
I would imagine they would add the alchemy cards, and you know why? Money. Because that would be more money, right? If they have the alchemy cards in there, then that's more cards for us to buy, right? So,
yeah,
why wouldn't they do that? If there's one thing you can rely on Wizards to do, it's to be greedy. So, yeah, it's going to be the year of secret layers and, all kinds of shit. And then I have a feeling that over this next year, my prediction is we will get no quality of life improvements as long as their revenue keeps going up, like nothing. The client will continue to remain in beta, and they will continue to make record profits off of a fucked up beta client, because why fucking fix it? So that's what I got out of it. That was my doom my doom and gloom. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bleak.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I do think they will eventually. It doesn't matter if they're making money. I think they do want to improve their product. It's a matter. Yeah, you're right. If they see a decrease in profits, obviously they're going to do something to spruce it up. But I think with an increase in profits, they're going to do the same thing. Yeah. And I think, like, especially with making other formats where it could potentially make them more lucrative, right? Like, especially when, like, these Eternal formats, like, they're actually, I think they are a little cheaper at face value because you can do, like, you could make better budget decks because you have a larger card pool. To make, like, say the Mystics Mastery deck, that's like a fucking ridiculous amount of rares and mythics. So if you want a top tier deck in historic, it's going to cost you a lot, right? Sorry, my dog's barking right now. My dog is pissed about this information. FYI.
It's like, fuck you, Watsy.
Yeah.
Give us multiplayer. I think that, like, they're in a weird situation now too, where they had a couple games that were competitors with them, with, like, the Hearthstones, and then there was the other the League of Legends one, whatever.
The League of Legends one is actually pretty good, man. I played it for a little bit. I like it.
Yeah, I liked it too, but its numbers are not good. It's seen a huge decrease in actual, like,
oh, really?
player base. Yeah, so that's bad for us because WotC is like, oh, we don't need to fix shit, right? Like we don't need to be competitive with any other like card game out there because like competition is always good, right?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Us not like the Arena not really having competition out there is really bad for us. So
what really fucked it up was Hearthstone.
Yeah.
You know, they shot themselves in the foot when they started talking about killing fucking women and like, you know, all this.
They shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, way before that, but yeah.
And like all this when they started doing all these awful things and it got into the public's eye, and then people are like, you know, one, they quit WoW, even though WoW is a piece of shit already.
Yeah.
And then two, they started quitting their other games, you know, like Hearthstone. And then it turned people over to like Magic the Gathering, which is like the longest running collectible card game and the best one, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And people realize, well, fuck, dude, this game's really good. And yeah, so it's got a lot of people, you know, and yeah, definitely the popularity has been growing. But I do think with money, they will fix this stuff. The Brawl thing, I don't know, dude.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to ever fix that, unfortunately, because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point. I don't think they will.
I do think as they move forward and bring other formats in, they're definitely going to probably fix a lot of that. Like they're going to make sure those things are usable in the client. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. I know you have your doubts.
More skins.
We'll do good cop, bad cop. You're bad cop. I'm good cop.
It's going to be more cosmetics. That's all we're getting. We're getting new animations or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'm going free to play. Everybody,
good for you.
Come with me. Come with me to free to play.
Not happening. I like shiny, dude. I like to fucking
stop giving them money.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, let's go. Let's move on a brighter note and talk about some new decks that we got in Neon Dynasty that just dropped today.
Main phase 1.
Woo, it's getting hot in here. Getting all steamed up, bitching about WotC, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's rough life. So I got two decks that I made today that I had a fucking blast with. And let's get in the first one real quick. And that is one that's close to my heart is ninjas. I love fucking ninjas. I love tribal in like almost any form besides goblin in Arena. So, you know, or just in Magic in general. So ninjas are really cool tribal, I think. And they've sucked pretty hard in Arena up until this point. we got a couple cool ninjas in this new set, so I was excited to try this thing out, and I am happy to report that this deck is doing pretty good, man. I went 8-1 with it.
Okay.
And you know, the only time I lost was really I got mana screwed. So let's take a quick look at some of the cards that we got in here. If you're not aware of what ninjutsu is, it's where if you have an unblocked creature, you can basically flash in. You can swap out creatures. The one that's been unblocked, you swap it back to your hand, and then you can drop a ninja with ninjutsu into the battlefield, and then he hits the player after that, right? And so that's ninjutsu. So this whole deck is kind of built around that. And so there's a couple things that enable me to be able to get that ninjutsu off. One of them is Ornithopter, because it's a turn 0 play, right? It would cost 0 mana. You drop it, right? And then it's a flyer, so most likely you can attack in with it. It's unblocked early in the game, and then you can get a ninjutsu off with that. Another one is one of the new cards that we got, which is Thousand-Faced Shadow, which is a flying ninja. That's a 1-drop. And then the other one is Changeling Outcast, which is unblockable, and it's a changeling, so it's all creature types, and it's a black card. So those are like, you know, what is that, 10 creatures that I have that are early drops that can get me that ninjutsu like really quickly. And then for the what am I gonna do with the ninjutsu? So I got Dokuchi Silencer, Dokuchi? I don't know.
Dokuchi? I don't think so.
Dokuchi Silencer, which
Dokuchi.
is Dakuchi Silencer. And so I'm gonna stop now. So he's a 2-drop. He's got ninjutsu for 2. He's a 2/1. When he hits your opponent, you can discard a creature card, and if you do that, you can destroy a target creature or planeswalker. Now, I wasn't super excited about this guy. I thought that was a cool ability, right? But I only have 2 in the deck right now because I was really just testing stuff out with this today. I put like 2 of each of the ninjas that I thought were interesting in the deck, and turns out all of them are good. So I really like all of them. This one I could easily add more of because, I mean, the Ornithopter is useless later in the game, so you can really, like, once you swap it back to your hand, you can discard it with the Takuchi Silencer or any of the other, like, you know, the Changeling or whatever, and just destroy a Planeswalker, destroy a creature. It's really good. The other one is Moon Circuit Hacker, which is that it's a 1 to use its ninjutsu ability, and when it hits a player, you can draw a card and discard a card unless it entered the battlefield this turn. Then you just draw a card.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
really,
that's
really
pretty
good.
solid.
Really good. Also 2/1. That one's been very nice. And then the last one has been really good as well, which is the Blighting Palm Ninja. This one has closed out some games for me when I've discarded cards in people's hands. It comes in with a menace counter on it, and then you can choose to get rid of that menace counter and then basically look at your opponent's hand and discard a non-land card from it. So pretty strong. You can keep bouncing this back to your hand to get that menace counter back onto it and just keep attacking your opponent's hand with the 3/3. Pretty good. So those are, and then the last one, this one is super clutch too, which is the Ingenious Infiltrator. This one's been in Arena for a while now. It's not a new card, but it's whenever a ninja deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So a lot of card draw in this deck. Surprising amount. Yeah, you're stacked up pretty good. I got the new Planeswalker in there, Kaitso Shizuki, which he's surprisingly, he's not like busted level good, but he's good in this deck. Like, he's basically just card draw because you're attacking like every turn because most of your stuff is unblockable in some kind of way. So his +1 ability basically just draws you a card. He can make an unblockable ninja with his -2. And then I haven't gotten to his emblem yet because everyone concedes before then. But that turn 1 where he phases out afterwards, I feel like that's frustrating for the opponents. I've had a couple of them keep looking at him after he's phased out to try and like deal with him, and they can't do it on that turn.
Yeah,
which is pretty annoying. I feel like for the opponents, it's great. It's nice. It's a nice feeling too, you know, when you pass a turn and you're like, they can't kill my Planeswalker this turn. It's pretty. It's pretty great. And then the last one is pretty cute. It's just Kototsu. The Silent Spider. This one doesn't have ninjutsu, which sucks. I feel like it would be crazy powerful if it did. But when it's just got an ETB. When it enters the battlefield, like, it exiles something in their graveyard, and then you can get rid of all of those things from their deck, and you can cast one of them. So it's a pretty strong ability. I haven't got to use it yet. It is a 5-drop for this creature, so I'm only running 1. I thought it would be interesting to try it out, but I don't have anything to report on it yet because I haven't gotten it off. And then I just have a bunch of stuff like Spell Pierces, and Fatal Push and Thoughtseize and stuff like that, and Fading Hope.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I think the deck looks cool. Like, I looked, we're going to talk about another one you made after this. Looked through both of them. I liked them a lot. I like the only problems I see with something like this is there's no life gain in it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're getting fucked up.
Yeah, so like against an extremely aggressive deck, it might run into some trouble.
Yeah,
but like, it has a really good curve, which I like. I really like the fading into or Fading Hope. I think that I've never even looked at this card before.
What?
Or if I have, I just like looked right through it. Yeah, that's actually really strong for our format,
so
in
good.
a tempo style deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shows you the last time I updated my Rogues deck. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, I would take this fucking Kotosi out and put another as you say, Dokuchi.
Yeah, Dokuchi. Dat coochie, dude. Yeah, put that one in. Yeah, that would be way
that card
better.
Seems really strong.
It
dude.
is.
Yeah, 2-mana removal is great.
Mm-hmm.
It does come at a cost, but this deck has a lot of card draw in it, so I don't think it's that big of a cost.
Yeah, and
I like it a lot. Yeah, it seems like fun.
Yeah, you're drawing the Changeling or something, or the Thousand Faced, and I've had a stacked hand where I'm like, I don't care. I could easily get rid of a creature to take care of something on the board. It's a major tempo deck. It's kind of dirtily. You're not like
sure.
You're not blowing out your opponent. Oh, I forgot to bring up the rat. The splinter is in
silver
there.
for master.
Yeah, he's great. He reduces the cost of flashing people in, like the blighting palm ninja and all that stuff. So that ability has helped out a lot. The +1/+1 is nice for the damage. It's not it's nothing crazy, but that reduction in ninjutsu is actually really nice. Yeah, it's good.
I'd also, what I also would like to see in this, but that's because I'm awful, is just some counter spells, bro.
I mean,
some counter spells in here.
I got Spell Pierce, and Spell Pierce saved me a couple times from you do
have Spell Pierce. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the new Spell Pierce. It's got the Praetor in there. So yeah, Spell Pierce is in standard right now again. So it sucks for standard.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's brand new.
It's unfortunate none of these guys are really flying except for the Thousand Faced Shadow.
Yeah,
because evasion would be nice, right? A little bit more evasion in here, but I do like it. Thousand Faced Shadow is good. I understand why you have 4 of them. Have you? Now here's the question: have you got a ninjutsu, the Shadow Faced?
No, not yet. I wanted to. I was about to.
Faced Shadow?
I was about to, but then my opponent conceded.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you do, you get a pretty sweet
value.
Value out of it. Yeah, so seems cool. I didn't get to do it yet, unfortunately. But I like the deck. It's been it was surprisingly good. I threw it together and was like, I'm gonna get stomped with this, I feel like, and I'm surprised how much tempo and pushback it had against my opponents. A lot of discard. The Blight Palm. Yeah, it's hard. I can't decide which one I want more of. I like the Moon Circuit Hacker, the Dokuchi Silencer, the Blight Palm Ninja. I wasn't convinced on really all 3 of those ones, and all of them were really good. They performed real well. So I don't know.
I like it. Mana base seems pretty solid too. Yeah, seems like a fun deck.
The new blue land legendary one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, clutch.
Dude, these new lands are incredible.
That won me a couple games for sure.
The Hive of the Eye Tyrant too is a good choice, man. Yeah. I get it why you put it in.
It's really good.
You could return it to your hand too if you need to. Yeah, and
it's got menace.
Ninjutsu something.
Yep. Yeah. So it's got menace. It's hard to block that one. Yeah. I thought about this one a little bit. I like the ninjas. So cool. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's hear it. I like this one a lot. This next one.
This one is this one's not my baby, really. A lot of other people have been excited about this one, but I threw it together today. I saw I looked at a bunch of builds that people did. I looked at the cards that I had, and I kind of just moved some stuff around, like the Sky Sovereign console, and so people were throwing all kinds of weird vehicles in here, but this build worked really well. I was getting off turn 3. Greasefang, it's just great. So if you're not aware of this one, there is this new card that this deck is pretty much completely based around, and that is Greasefang Okiba Boss. It's a 3-drop legendary creature rat pilot. It's a 4/3. And which is pretty good stats already. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, return a target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Holy shit. So this perfect with Parhelion too, which is like a pet card of mine. I remember I got this in the pre-release for War of the Spark or when this came out. And
like the actual paper pre-release?
Yeah, I got the paper one of it, and I was just like, hot damn, you know, and it was really good in that pre-release. So I don't know, I love this card. It's an 8-drop vehicle. It's a beast. It's a 5/5. It's got crew 4,
it's
flying,
ridiculous.
first strike, vigilance, and whenever it attacks, it creates 2 4/4 angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance attacking. Yeah, it's nuts. You can get this in the battlefield on turn 3 with Greasefang because he returns it to the battlefield, gives it haste, and then he is a 4/3, so he is capable of crewing it. Even though he has summoning sickness on turn 3, he can still crew stuff. And so turn 3, bam, you got it. Parhelion goes off, hits him for 13 in the air, which is pretty much game over at that point. It returns Parhelion to your hand, but you know, with stuff like Faithless Looting and all those other things that are in here, it's easy to discard it again and get back on the battlefield and stuff. So I got a little video of getting it off too, but let's see.
Oh, dude. No.
Yeah. This happened a few times, so here you go, I'll show it. But what do you think of this deck so far? I know you were looking at this.
Originally when I saw this set, when they revealed the set or spoiled it, I was looking at making a deck like this, and today I kind of like built around it a little bit. I didn't actually pull the trigger though, because I had to use some wild cards because I don't have Parhelion. Yeah. And I also I didn't get any Grease Fangs with my cards that I opened or my packs I opened.
I only got one.
But yeah, looking at the two, looking at this and then looking at red, white, black Reanimator, like the regular Reanimator deck, I was just like, to me, the regular Reanimator deck just seems a little bit stronger than this. The fact that you have to pilot these things or crew them.
You seeing this shit?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. You got it on turn 3. That's awesome.
I got it on turn 3 like nearly every time that I played this deck. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, but like, I didn't put Goblin Engineer in my deck. That's an incredibly good ad right there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a demonic tutor for the deck, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, so, it's not demonic, whatever the one that puts them in the graveyard. Anyway, it's like that.
I like, what is it? Dig grave something or I know what you're talking about. Entomb or something like, damn it.
Entomb.
Yeah, okay.
Is it Entomb?
Something
I think
like
it is
that.
Entomb. Anyway, it's like names. That. Which is really solid. So I think I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna build this.
You should. This seems like it's right up your alley with the Reanimator thing. It feels so good. It
absolutely is. Yeah.
It feels so good to get Parhelion out, and then Greasefang is also really cool. And then there's a bunch of other cool vehicles in there too. Like I really like the Sky Sovereign console flagship. It's really strong as well. It deals 3 damage when it enters and when it attacks, so it could basically deal 6 damage to a creature or planeswalker in one turn. And it's a 6/5. He can easily, it's only 3 to crew this thing. So I mean, Goblin Engineer is great, man. You just throw it right in the bin on turn 2, turn 3, right? Reanimate it.
I really like the deck. I'm really confused about the Doom Scars though, because you have Dragon's Rage Channeler in here. That one's all. So these two in combination is what confuses me a little bit.
Okay. Why having the Doomscar and the Dragon Rage Channeler and all that?
Yeah, because Dragon Rage Channeler seems kind of aggressive, whereas Doomscar is not. Yeah.
It's true. Because this deck can kind of pivot either way. I feel like you can kind of just sit back and wait until you can get Greasefang off and control the board if it's an aggressive archetype that's coming at you, or you can kind of go in swing in if you get the Dragon Rage Channelers, which it's Arena, so it loves to give you Dragon Rage Channeler turn 1. Like 2 of them.
Okay.
That's just how Arena is. You just get that card. I've come in incredibly aggressive with those cards, and then you have all the discard for it with Thrilling Discovery. The thought or the Faithless Lootings, and then Bone Shards is awesome too, because you can use that to discard Parhelion, and then
dude, Bone Shard's so good. I love that card.
So good in this kind of archetype. Divine Purge is one of the ones that I wanted to have 3 of, because it hits like 3 or less, so usually it won't hit like any of your higher stuff, but you could recast Goblin Engineer or Rage Channeler or whatever later on too, but I don't know. I was just trying those out because I didn't have a bunch of Divine Purges. So I was just kind of, I didn't know what kind of other control elements I wanted to put in here. So I just decided to go with Doomscar. But yeah, you could probably take that out and put. So what would you put in instead?
Of Doomscar?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look at the vehicles. I was looking at them because I was kind of trying to build something. Mine was actually a lot lower to the ground, but I like this build a lot better. I don't know. I might actually keep the Doomscar in and take out Dragon Rage Channeler and put like maybe that creature that has the adventure on it, where you can like draw a card, discard a card, and then he draws a card and discards a card, just so you have more draw and discard in there. Yeah, more consistency. A little unnecessary, but
you want to keep getting that, because like especially if Parhelion gets returned to your hand, and then Jacavio mentioned put in Divine Purge. I got one of those in here. I wanted to have 3, but I just don't have the other ones, so I threw Doomscar in to kind of supplement that, but. Yeah, I like having the more. At first, I put in the Stitcher suppliers in here, and I removed those immediately because they threw my Greasefang into the bin, and I don't have a way of returning him from the graveyard in this one. Now, there are some other cards like Jacavio was talking about in our Discord earlier about this. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the kitty card where on turn 2 he said he saw some guy reanimate Greasefang.
Oh yeah. So this that card's great. That would be a really good card to put in. I can't think of the name. It's called Can't Stay Away.
Yeah, that's it. It's got the kitties on it. Yeah. So in Magical Christmas Land, you could potentially get Greasefang and Parhelion 2 off on turn 2. If you had that in your hand, right, and then you were able to discard Greasefang and Parhelion with Faithless Looting on turn 1, and then turn 2 we're able to reanimate Greasefang. That's the nut draw right there.
That is the nut draw. I like it though. I like those odds.
But that is insane. Turn 2, 13 damage. You win. There's no coming back. There's no coming back from that. That's basically a turn 2 win right there. That's like whatchamacallit, the Tybalt's Trickery level of like disgustingness right there. But much harder to pull off. But still, I like it. This deck is obviously, graveyard deck, so I feel that it was very susceptible.
It's real hurt by some decks.
To graveyard hate. Graveyard hate basically.
Enchantress would tear this apart, you know?
Yeah, certain decks are really good against this one. I definitely auto-conceded against like people pulling out Ashiok, Dream Render, and just
that's rough.
Ripping apart my graveyard. I was like, oh, all right. You got me. That's it. But that's that's just how these decks are. Yeah. Well, anything else about this deck before?
No, I like it a lot, and
yeah, it's fun.
I probably won't build the ninja one, but I definitely think I am going to build this, like something very similar to this.
Yeah. Oh, so one thing I will say about the ninja one is if you look at it, it's very low to the ground as far as rares are concerned. Not looking at the lands, obviously, but
I have all the lands though.
Good. So the Thousand Face Shadow one is a rare, and then other than that, I mean, Thoughtseize, I'm sure you have. Everybody has that. Yes. The Blight Palm Ninja, that one is rare, and then Kitezo is mythic. That's it though.
Okay.
Everything else is so. This is as far as like historic decks go, fairly budget, I would say.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds cool.
Yeah. Unlike the Greasefang deck, which is, I would say, not very budget. There's definitely...
No, it's not. But I do have a lot of these cards. I just don't have Parhelion or Greasefang. So,
cool. Yeah. All right. Well, then with that, we'll go into combat for our horseshit card game, and then we'll go over your decks. And we'll go over your decks in main phase 2. So here we go.
Sounds good.
Dorkish Combat!
All right, and Combat is our horseshit card game hosted by Drunken Jork. So take it away.
Did you just call me Drunken Jork?
Jork, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
What?
All right, so this is a horseshit card game. Are we cutting out right now?
No, my battery died from my camera, I guess. I don't know why. Go on, keep going. I'll try and fix it.
So this is a horseshit card game. This is a game where I just make it up every week. And this week I'm doing something a little different than I've done before. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna name 2 cards. I'm gonna name 3 sets of 2 cards. And each set is gonna be a new card from Kamigawa, like from the Neon Dynasty, and a card from the old Kamigawa, one of the old Kamigawa sets. And it's up to you, Hoshi, and all you out there to figure out which one of the cards is from Neon Dynasty or the other set. You know, your choice.
Okay.
You ready for this, Hoshi? Do you understand how that works?
My camera turned back on. Okay, there we go. We'll see how long it lasts. All right, so I'm ready. Here we go.
All right.
And we got the blurred cards up. Okay.
All right, sweet. So the first one is Child of Thorns. It is 1 green mana for a creature spirit. And it says, sacrifice Child of Thorn, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And it is a 1/1. And then we have Fang of Shigeki. It is 1 green mana for an enchantment creature, Snake Ninja. And it has Death Touch, and it is a 1/1. So which one's from Neon Dynasty?
I think it's the first one.
Okay, first one.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Child of Thorns.
Yes.
All right, so the second set is going to be Aki, Drill Master. Okay. It's 2 in a red for a creature Goblin Shaman. It says tap, target creature gains haste until end of turn. It is a 2/2.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have Aki, Ember Keeper, 1 in a red for enchantment creature Goblin Warrior. Whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, create a 1/1 spirit creature token, and it is a 2/1. So which one is from Neon Dynasty?
The second one, the modified one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then finally we have Clawing Torment for 1 black mana. It is an enchantment aura, and it says enchant artifact or creature. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets -1/-1 and can't block. Enchanted permanent has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Then the other card is Befoul. It is 2 black for a sorcery, and it says destroy target land or non-basic creature. It can't be regenerated.
Ooh, not regenerate. I'm gonna go.
Which one's from Neon Dynasty? So I'm gonna tally them up, and if you get the 2,
yeah.
Right now you're 1 and 1, by the way.
Oh,
the first one you got wrong, the second one you got right.
Okay.
And so it's all on this. No pressure, dude.
Damn it. I'm gonna go with the second one. I'm gonna go with the second one.
The second one is from Neon Dynasty?
I guess, yeah. Let's go with the second one.
Okay. You are wrong, sir.
What the
fuck? Yeah.
Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, Klein Torment. Okay. Yeah, that looks familiar. Oh, what the fuck? Wait a second. Did you read those in the right order?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Are you sure? Because your blurred cards are different than the...
yeah, they are, yeah.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read the ones in order the way they are, though.
You read them in the blurred order?
No, in the non-blurred order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that screwed me up.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't want you looking at the pictures. I want you reading. I want you hearing the words. I thought I was going to give it away because enchantment creatures didn't exist until Theros, I believe.
I wanted the Snake Ninja, so I knew that one was, but I was like kind of distracted at that point. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh well. Pretty close. I mean, the Snake Ninja was a dead giveaway. That one was neon,
for sure.
But still pretty good. I like the whole the blurring it. It definitely makes it harder for sure.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Well, how'd you guys do?
Yeah, okay. And sorry if you're watching or listening and not watching. Yeah, fuck you. I don't
know. Nice, very nice.
Yeah,
way to
well put, right?
Way to treat our audience, Drunken Dork.
Jesus we Christ. Just went from 5 listeners to 1 listener.
They're like, well, then fuck you too.
Well, then fuck you.
How about that? Click. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the Horseshit card game hosted by Drunken Dingleberry over there. And how'd you guys do? That was tricky. Three 50-50 chances there. I like it. You know what? You are, I wouldn't call you smart. That's never how I'd describe you. But you definitely have a way of keeping the card game interesting. You change it up, in unique ways all the time. So I'm not convinced that you're the one coming up with it, but you're doing a good job.
Oh no. I asked my wife to do. She does all the work. She actually has her hand up my asshole right now, and she is like puppeteering me.
Yeah. Oh man, that is horrifying. Yeah. All right. And with that nightmare, let's move on to main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
Jesus Christ. So, main phase 2, we're going over Drunken Dork's Neon deck. So, what do you got for us, Drunken?
This is something that I think I talked about the last episode. By the way, yes. I don't think we ever mentioned it. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
We missed last week.
That's true.
We had some technical difficulties because we're fucking, we're idiots.
Yeah, we're dumb.
Yeah, and it happens almost weekly where we're dealing with stuff. Like if you tuned into our Twitch this week, you would have seen it, in the beginning. But
that's true.
Anyway, the last podcast we had, I talked about a card that I was excited about, and that was Kami of Transience. Mm-hmm. Do you want to play the video? Is that all right?
Yeah, I got the actual deck up right now, but I can play the video.
Oh, okay. So I really like this card coming out of the set. And I think it's one of my favorite cards. It's incredibly powerful. It dies, when it dies, it's able to come back. I'm just going to read the card real quick.
Sure.
Again, if you don't know what it is. As a Kami of Transience, it's 1 and a green for a creature spirit at rare. As trample, and says whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter in Kami of Transience. Which isn't that powerful. I mean, it is and it isn't. But the thing that makes this card really good in this deck is at the beginning of each end step, if an enchantment was put, sorry, it's really hard for me to read this small. An enchantment was put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, you may return Kami of Transience from your graveyard to your hand. So that's what makes this card really powerful. So basically, in our format, we have the white blue or the white black this aura deck, and this is now a white green version of it.
I like that. Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, mixes it up a little bit. Insane with card draw. This, one of my favorite things about Enchantress when I built it, my Selesnya Enchantress deck, is how much card draw is in there. Because it gives you what you want when you want, because you're just constantly drawing cards, right?
Yeah.
You're always going to get, the cards you need. And that's kind of what this does for you. So I made 2 versions of it. You can play the video now. I'm just going to, go over it a little bit.
Sure.
The first one in the video, if you're watching, this is the first version of it that I made. I kind of I actually have me making the deck in here. This is my deck making process. I'm typing an aura, typing an enchantment. I'm oh yeah, that aura is good. Yeah, that one's good. Anyway, so the first one I made had no interaction at all. It was just an aggro enchantress or aura deck, and it worked good. It didn't have a problem. It just necessarily. It just had a problem with certain decks, right? Like things that were I don't know, went wide. It would have a problem there, like elves or the tree with the squirrels. So I went back and I made an iteration and I added this card, which is a fucking beast. And that is Heliod's Punishment.
Yeah.
Have you played against this card?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when it first came out, it was pretty popular, and then it's kind of died off since then. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't think I've ever gotten it off of a creature before, though. I've gotten it
No, it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Like, you put in a deck like this, like, I think it's in the white-black or white-blue aura deck as well. You put in a deck like this because this deck is so aggressive that, by the time they're able to get something like this off of their creature. So what Heliod's Punishment says is Heliod Punishment enters the battlefield with 4 task counters on it and attach it to a creature. It has no activated abilities, can't attack or block, and it may tap itself to remove a task counter. So basically what you're doing is you're putting this on a creature just to slow them down. It's like almost a tempo play more than anything else. And you're generally winning by then. And one thing that green brings with a deck that you don't get with both white or with both black and blue is trample. This deck has way more evasion because now you have flying and you have trample.
Yeah.
So whether you're on the ground or in the sky, like those fucking pesky angel decks, they still can't block you if you're trampling over them, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're flying or not. And that's what this deck like achieves really well. And so, and Jacavia says, that the Heliod's used in blue-white enchantments.
Yeah.
And basically, so like I said, this is an aura deck. It's not much different. The difference is I have Sithis Harvest Hand, I have Sixth Sense, I have Kami of Transience, and then I have Setessan Training. And Setessan Training is the one that gives +1/+0 and trample.
Yeah, that one's really good.
And it draws you a card. That's the big thing. So the main thing I want to talk about here is like how you play the deck, because if you don't have it, I don't think it's a lot of wild cards. I guess Sithis Harvest Hand and Core Spirit Dancers are rares, and then the new Kami is a rare, but that's not a lot. That's like less than 12 right there.
Yeah.
And then of course the mana base is a little taxing, but you'll use the lands eventually. Anyway, so the way this deck works is you want to start off with Kami of Transience. You play that down. Like the perfect hand. You'll see me. I get like good hands like pretty often. Then you throw down a Sithis Harvest Hand or a Core Spirit Dancer. And then you throw down like a 1-mana aura. And then you just have a whole fucking chain of activated abilities happening. Or I mean, not activated abilities. Static abilities happening, and this thing just goes off. The one thing that I've run into like that's bad about this is you mulligan a lot. Like almost every game I play in this video, I mulligan at least once. If not once, I do it twice. It has very few creatures, so you have to at least have like one creature in your deck. Otherwise, those auras are going to do nothing, which is the problem with blue-white auras and blue and white-black auras. It's the same thing, but the good thing about it is you can mulligan to 5 and still have a successful game, just because everything is so low mana cost, and this deck draws you so much cards. It's really, really powerful. What do you have to say? Sorry, I just talked.
No, it's good. Yeah, it looks strong. Yeah, I think that's just a common problem with aura decks in general is the the lack of creatures that they have. The one thing I did want to ask is Jacavio in chat was asking like we all know that you're really dumb, but why this time it was exceptionally dumb. That you didn't put Light Paws in this deck, which is a new creature that seems incredibly strong. And we know you have a hard on for this Kami card, but why not Light Paws? Have you suffered some kind of stroke, or is it just you don't like the card for some reason?
Okay, so I do like Light Paws. I don't think it fits in the deck though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I think it gets in the way of kind of what the deck's trying to. It sounds weird. It does. It sounds like it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
But I do think it kind of gets in the way of what the deck is doing because there's so many 1 mana auras in the deck. That Light Paws won't do anything at that point, right?
Okay.
You throw a 1 mana aura down, it gets you nothing.
Okay.
So in that way, it gets in the way.
Okay.
And like if this was like a heavier aura deck, like where there were more like 3 mana auras or something, like I absolutely think like that would be good. But I don't want it to take one of the creature spots that I currently have because I think Sithis Harvest Hand, Kami
is really
and
good,
all those cards, like that is why I want to run green, is for Sithis Harvest Hand, right? And for Kami, and like I don't think it's as good as Core Spirit Dancer. Like, yes, I can go search for something I want, but I'm not always going to be able to search for something because I have so many 1 mana auras. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Oh man, I see everyone is playing the typical like day 1, time to bring out my red decks to crush people.
Oh
with
dude,
new
I
decks.
played so many red and red blue decks and red black. I played.
It's a common thing that trolls do when a new set drops is they're like, time to crush the new decks. You know, like people trying out new decks. They're it's a common red cowardice strategy, you know, that's typically used.
It's a smart strategy, honestly.
It's fair. Yeah.
Get the most solid deck you have, bring it out. And you're gonna fucking win games. Because
absolutely.
Stupid people like me and Hoshi are gonna build dumb decks.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't even talk about it. The deck before this that I built some awful equipment deck. That I really want equipment to work. I love equipment.
Oh, same here.
It was my first like commander deck. It was a deck that I made like back in the day when we used to play Magic in like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Equipment has always been something I really like.
Luxodon Warhammer. That was like the first one I feel like I really fell in love with. I was like, this
what one?
Luxodon Warhammer. I was like,
oh yeah. That fucking card was dope. Yeah.
It's like, this thing is so broken.
Yeah, and it's really not at all.
It's not.
Yeah.
No.
And I wanted to make something that would work, and it was just a pile of garbage. I think I lost like 6 to 8 games in a row, and then finally, after like editing, re-editing, I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna make what I know is going to be good. I knew this deck was going to be good. One quick thing I wanted to say, once again, sorry I'm talking so much, is that there's a little fucking semi combo here with Kami of Transience and Sentinel's Eye.
Okay.
So anytime Kami of Transience dies with an aura attached to it, it's going to come back. Yeah. It's going to come back to your hand. You're going to get a play at the next turn. Yeah. Now, if it dies with Sentinel's Eye, not only are you getting Kami of Transience back to your hand, but then you can play Sentinel's Eye from your graveyard if you have any other cards in your graveyard.
Yeah.
So it's just like, dude, there's so much value here. This deck is like, I was constantly getting murdered by things. Like some of these games will show.
You're getting handed to you, man. The guy with the strict proctors against you, that's so good against your deck that you're playing.
Oh, this game, he kills me. Yeah, it's a control deck. They got me for sure.
Strict Proctor is like really good. He just shuts down all your ETBs, you know?
Yeah. That card sucks, dude. I hate it.
It's so good.
But yeah, there are games that I play here where they're just like kill my guys over and over and over. And I keep bringing Kami back out to the battlefield. Yeah. And then he kills it back out to the battlefield again. Recasting my auras.
The only thing I don't like about Kami of Transcendence is, besides the fact that you like it, that annoys me, is that it's not an enchantment, you know? So it kind of takes away a little bit from your deck that it's a spirit.
If it was an enchantment, it'd be ridiculous. It'd just say like it goes back to your hand after it dies, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. It could specify besides this card or something like that.
Oh yeah,
they could specify
For
that,
sure.
and that would make it way better. I feel like it is good. I don't think we're gonna see many people outside of you playing it, but I could be wrong. This deck is good. This version of Ors pops up every once in a while, but it just seems to not have the staying strength that the Azorius one and the Orzhov one does for some reason, and I don't know why.
I think the the black white one is a little more taxing on your opponent, and the blue white one, I think it's generally a little more evasive because it gives unblockable, right?
Yeah, they have a lot more flying in that one too.
But man, Kami gets so big so quick.
Yeah.
That trample as a form of evasion is really strong. It always has trample on it.
Yeah.
So I have really been enjoying it.
That's cool. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it's great. This has been a good day one, I feel like. Like I was talking about in our draw phase, like Magic has just been pissing me off the last month, I feel like. I don't know. I was telling you this before the pod, but I feel like my account was flagged or something for probably for this podcast and me shitting on them.
Reddit rant. Main phase 2 Reddit rant.
But literally I have been going second 95% of the time, and I've been having to mulligan constantly. I've gone 11 games in a row second, and it doesn't matter if I'm in ranked or in the play queue or playing brawl or whatever. It's been a supremely unfun experience the last month. I feel like I've gotten very few actual games in. It's either I get horribly mana screwed, or or in the rare case, my opponent gets horribly mana screwed. Or if I do finally get to go first, that 90, that 10% of the time I finally get to go, I have to mulligan 3 times to get a hand that's somewhat decent. And so it's been incredibly frustrating, and I don't know what is going on. If there's seriously, I feel like there has to be a glitch or something, because I've played a lot of Magic in my life and I've never had this many bad draws. But then today it's all gone. I don't know, whatever update they did. I'm oh, I'm playing normal Magic again. I'm going first a normal amount of times, I don't have to mulligan every fucking hand, I'm having decent games with people. Yeah. So it's been refreshing today. I'd knock on wood, because I've been throwing my hands up in the air and having to take some, walks outside, and I've been playing good decks. It's just there's nothing you can do, man, when you get mana screwed and you get these horrible hands, and you're watching your opponent draw pure gasoline. It's tough.
It's
frustrating.
It's tough, for
man.
sure.
Yeah. And so, that happens certain days. We all get those days where you just have a bad run and you're just I had a bad day or whatever. I'm just gonna, take a break. That's been my experience over the last 2 weeks though. It's been insane. I every time I try and play, I'm just today it'll be back to normal, I'm sure. And no, it'll just be so
yeah.
So
dude, this game that's showing right now, I was playing against the fucking dragon deck where you put out a fucking dragon from that guy, and I Heliod punishment his fucking dude turn 2, and he couldn't do shit, dude. It was great.
Man. Glass cannon, dude. You put it.
I fucking destroyed his little fucking cannon.
You clogged his cannon, dude.
I absolutely did. That's a disgusting way.
He shoved it right in his cannon. Oh, I don't know.
All right. That's enough of that.
Okay, yeah. Whoops,
so that was Hoshi's rant. Main phase 2.
That was my second rant. Yeah. But what I was trying to say was that today has been fun. I've been having fun, interesting normal games where you know, I haven't been getting bent over constantly. So it's been.
I will say this set feels a lot better for our format than the last set, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
There's
a lot more cards that I thought were like exciting and fun to build around in this set than there was.
I agree completely. Yeah. I think even the alchemy release, like that had some cool cards for sure. But I've been having more fun playing today than I did when that set released.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like my temperament or something of today.
Maybe.
Because I've been up for 48 hours playing video games nonstop and drinking beer.
Seeing this release, it bears. I might be off. I might need some meds after this statement, but I'm looking forward to the Alchemy Kamigawa release now that's coming.
No, I am. I absolutely am.
Since
maybe they'll give shrines, dude.
Yeah,
maybe they'll give us some cool alchemy shrines.
Maybe we'll get some other cool ninjas or samurais or something, or equipment cards or something. There's so much cool stuff going on in Kamigawa that they can really like play with, you know, like it almost makes me excited for it, you know?
And then Alan will have an actual fucking like he'll have validation to his complaint about shrines.
He'll be like,
see,
I told you.
I told you guys, fucking shrines, man. I've been fucking screaming at the roof on the rooftops for like
Who's
8
dumb
months
now?
straight.
Who's dumb now, huh?
Who's
dumb now?
Oh no, poor Alan.
I mean, I love shrines, so hopefully we could all prove Alan right. Well, anything else to say about your aura deck?
No, we missed last week. This week's going kind of long, but I think that's fine because we missed a week.
What's the
Jacavio
next?
Wants us to go for 4 hours. No fucking way that's ever gonna happen.
No one wants that besides.
I can't imagine sitting here listening to Hoshi complain about Magic for 4 hours straight.
My smooth voice for 4 hours.
No.
Well, okay. One last question, dude. What's the next deck that you want to build? Once you're done jerking off to Selesnya auras, what's
Selesnya
next?
auras?
What's next?
I don't know, dude. I think I'm just gonna build the deck kind of very similar to what you have. You know, your reanimator version.
Yeah.
Just because I like something fun. Like I like Selesnya auras is fun.
Yeah.
But I like something that's a little more wild fun, you know, that adds like the random number generator in there a little bit more, right?
Get that dopamine hit of parhelion coming out. You're like, woo!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ride the lightning, baby.
So I think I might do something like that. Yeah, no, that is going to be the next one. What about you? Do you have any other ideas that you're going to do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really want to play with the that new Planeswalker, the Wanderer. She seems really good, and I don't like want to do the obvious thing and just put her in Jeskai control, you know, what seems like she fits perfectly into that deck. I want to build something else with her, and so I don't know what yet. I might just try and make like some kind of Planeswalker deck and shove her in there and see what happens. But like I want to build something with her. I really like that Planeswalker, so. And then I don't know. There's also that one thing that gets rid of the legendary rule. I haven't seen anyone brew around that. That's probably going to be bad. Still haven't found anything for that, but yeah, I don't have my sights set on like anything too crazy yet. Besides, like, you know, I'll probably try out your Selesnya deck. I might make it better. You know, with light pause.
It's impossible. It doesn't get any better. This is top tier. It's better. Day 1, 5 hours in, but top tier, dude. All right, I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better. Perfection.
I doubt that, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm kidding, obviously, everyone. But yeah, I do think I'm gonna make some not commander brawl decks.
Oh yeah,
with some of these cards,
absolutely,
for sure, and try it out. I think there's a little more excitement there for like some of the more janky shit, like you said, like that legendary. Like, doesn't matter or whatever. I mean, even though I guess that won't work in Brawl, but there are some cards where I was like, ooh, that'd be really fun in a Brawl deck.
It can if you clone stuff, right? Like all this stuff like Glasspool Mimic and all those things, right? Like
that's true. Yeah, you can make a clone deck. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Strong.
All right. Well, with that, let's move into our end step. And end step is where we just talk about anything that we got going on outside of Magic, nerdy stuff that we're doing. And yeah, we've been we have been playing the Lost Ark Korean MMO. If you guys can't see, Drunken just made this like he's so excited.
Insane face, yeah.
It's like
yeah, it's really the game's really good. Yeah, the game is fun though. It's a Diablo MMO. Yeah, it goes. You shoot it straight into your veins like Hoshi was just gesturing.
It's good.
If you like Diablo, if you like mindless, absolute brainless,
just
savagery. Fucking kill shit, get stuff, fucking that kind of like gameplay loop. It's an incredible game. Work can be really stressful on top of like other things in life. So I love games like this. I just turn my brain off.
Absolutely.
Power through some dungeons and shit, and then I come out with like new swords and shields.
Yeah,
and it gives me absolutely nothing in life, but makes me happy.
It does, man. The skills are super impactful. They make you feel like great, just super powerful. And it, like you said, it's just like I played some Magic today while my account was still flagged or whatever by Wizards, and I was just getting my ass handed to me this morning, and I was like extremely frustrated, and I was like, fuck Arena, and then I killed it, and then I pulled open Lost Ark, and I was so happy, man. I was just just destroying people like giant pillars of fire, like blowing people away. Oh, it was great. I was immediately happy. So if Arena is really getting up your ass, or your account gets flagged for having a bad podcast like ours, take a break. Try out Lost Ark. It's free to play. At least as free as anything is nowadays. It's fun. And anything else, Drunken?
No, I'm ready to end this. So I can play some fucking Lost Ark, bro. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna play some Arena actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to clean my house because I'm fucking. God damn, dude. I got this lady coming tomorrow. She's going to watch my house full of dogs. My wife and I are going to San Francisco for like a mini vacation. And it sounds awful. I hate cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning sucks. I'm going to go watch Peacemaker, actually, the HBO series. I fucking love that show.
Did you see Boba Fett?
Yes, it was great. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Spoilers, everyone.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Skip ahead.
Yeah, ear cups.
Dude, Godzilla. Yeah. Mecha Godzilla fucking fight scene, dude. It was so sick. The second
I heard the roar of it, I was like, I completely forgot that he fucking had that thing,
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Oh, yeah. That was like the hype I felt when I heard the Rancor's roar was like the hype I felt when I saw Luke's X-Wing like flying on the Mandalorian series. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna fucking ride it, Like, oh man, when it just smacks that mech and shit, dude. Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Plus, Baby Yoda was fucking cute as fuck.
Oh yeah,
this episode.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, they're really milking that thing.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. They got me, man. They got me.
Of course. Right in the feels. All right. Well, with that, when we're done dorking out now, I guess. Let's go. Right, let's go into our cleanup phase.
Cleanup.
And cleanup is social media promos where we got the show is on YouTube's it's on Twitch if you want to like watch the actual visual show there where you can see the decks and you can see all the stuff that we're doing, and then we're on all the podcast stuff, and then the decks that we talked about tonight are on our Aether Hub, and all these things are linked in the description below if you wanted to go check any of that stuff out or grab those spicy decks. And with that, we will move into our discard phase.
Discard phase. Drink 'em up, boys.
And discard is the last stage where we pound our drinks that we've been enjoying tonight and say our final goodbyes. So do you have any last words, Drunken?
I've had a beer and a half and I feel like pretty hammered right now. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's time for me to go to bed.
Lightweight.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know. I this is my excuse for not cleaning.
Okay, that's a good excuse. Yeah, I still got a little bit of kombucha left, so.
Well, you better pound it.
Oh man. Well,
Do
yeah, it was
it.
fun. Sorry we missed last week, and yeah, it's
sorry,
good,
everyone.
good to be back, guys. So hopefully we see you again right here next week on Mana Rant. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh man.
Does it have that like tangy, like weird kombucha flavor?
A little bit. It's not. I kind of rushed this first batch because I was just kind of excited to brew it. So I didn't let the normal kombucha like ferment enough. This next batch that I made, I kind of let it, get a little bit stronger. So this one should have that like tangy, like fermenty, like spice to it. I'm looking forward to it. I like that flavor.
Making alcohol is fun. When I used to make beer, I really liked it, and it's rewarding, right? Like, it's like one of those things where like you do it, and then you can have it and like feel good about it after.
Yeah.
Like, this tastes good. I fucking made it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's cheaper.
and I'm drunk.